The name William Hope Hodgson is writ large in the annals of the weird. A sailor, a physical fitness guru, a hero, he won a medal saving a fellow sailor from shark-infested waters. A writer, and in the end, a soldier. Hodgson's remarkable life is one yet unrecorded in any comprehensive biography. As a writer, he is best known for his tales of weird fiction, such as the wonderful The House on the Borderland. And the sea too is writ large in much of his work. I recently discovered that this Englishman's final years were spent living in a Welsh seaside village named Borth. It's a 20-minute drive from my own home. Hodgson moved to Wales in 1904 and lived here in this house on the edge of the beach, looking over Cardigan Bay. This is where he wrote many of the Connacht the Ghost Finder stories. He wrote here too The Boats of the Glen Carrig, and of course, this is the house where he wrote The House on the Borderland. And the house itself sits on just such a liminal space, a place sitting betwixt the land and the fathomless sea.
The House on the Borderland, perhaps the greatest of all Mr. Hodgson's works, tells of a lonely and evilly regarded house in Ireland which forms a focus for hideous otherworld forces and sustains a siege by blasphemous hybrid anomalies from a hidden abyss below. The wanderings of the narrator's spirit through limitless light years of cosmic space and kalpas of eternity, and its witnessing of the solar system's final destruction, constitutes something almost unique in standard literature, and everywhere there is manifest the author's power to suggest vague, ambushed horrors in natural scenery.
In 1911, Hodgson moved to this arts and crafts house he had had built just outside of the village. He named it Liswood. As an aside, when I first moved to the area myself in the late 1990s, Liswood was for sale. Sadly, though the asking price was affordable, it needed serious structural renovation work that was well outside of my budget. But I did not know then that it was Hodgson's house. Had I only known, I might have seriously considered it. But I am happy to say that the house has now been restored and stands still on its low hill overlooking the sea. After marrying Betty Farnworth in 1912, the couple lived for a time in the south of France, but when war was declared in 1914, the 36-year-old Hodgson enlisted. He returned briefly to Borth and Liswood in 1916 after being discharged from active duty following a fall from a horse when he had broken his jaw and suffered head injuries. For all intents and purposes, his war might well have been over. But when sufficiently recovered, Hodgson re-enlisted in 1917. He died in 1918 at Ypres, killed either by mortar fire or artillery shells. The accounts vary. His remains, such as they were buried where he fell, in Flanders fields. And his name is written in the roll call of the dead at Tynecott Memorial, Flanders, Belgium. But he is memorialised too on the War Memorial here in Borth, the seaside village where he had spent the last few years of his life, and where he penned some of his most memorable stories.